I
Oh, we're
can change
recording.
anything I want. Yeah.
Oh,
Check
well, I
that out.
understand for this, so I look official and whatnot, like a real podcast. Well, cool. We'll do a quick introduction of everyone. And to start off, I'd love to say that we don't have a name for this because we haven't thought that far through in our podcast, but obviously we're really excited about it, so we wanted to dive in. 30-second elevator pitch. My name's Nate, owner of Integrity Cleaning. I own a super, super duper small carpet cleaning company. I love to focus on marketing and being intentional, and I am constantly fighting through my mistakes to get to something that I deem successful. But you, Will?
My name is Willie J. My real name is William James, but feel free to call me Willie J. I own Northwest Steamers. It is also a carpet cleaning company business, and we provide services in the Boise area, as well as the whole Treasure Valley. Am I supposed to say anything else, Nate?
I guess you're supposed to introduce Eric then.
Hey, Eric. How about you tell our viewers and listeners about yourself?
Hey guys, my name is Eric, and I live in northern Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado, and I own a business called Mountain Cleaning Systems. We too are a carpet cleaning company that also cleans tile and grout and wood floors. We focus on customer experience. Hands down, that's the only thing we care about is the customer experience, and we are willing to sacrifice and go to all lengths to make that the best imaginable for our customers.
Sweet.
Yes.
Interesting. We're all pretty much the same person in a different location, it seems like.
Yeah.
We all have a lot to offer, and it's exactly the same, apparently. Yeah, so I personally have been dealing with the stresses of getting out of the field and learning what that new role means. And I'm constantly getting distracted with other businesses, marketing dilemmas, recurring revenue situations, plus positive and negative. And I think we've all kind of been dealing with that. What do you guys think? Where do you want to start with that?
Yeah, I'll kind of take it for a minute. Yeah, I'll take it for a minute. Just first, the fact that we all have connected over the last year or so has been a super powerful piece to my business. I can testify to, and there's no way I would be where we are right now. Which again, we're a super small company, just like Nate said. We're all kind of in relatively the same. Within a year or two growth wise stages of business. And it's interesting because, we're connecting constantly and sharing ideas constantly. And because of that, a lot of us find ourselves sort of in the same sort of topics at hand and same sort of ideas that we're pondering on a week-to-week basis, and it's helpful actually that we're thinking about these things simultaneously because the nice thing about the three of us in particular and some of our other colleagues and stuff is that we're not afraid to try anything. And so what's cool is that you only have to try because we're connected like this so closely, and our businesses are so parallel. We only really have to try about 30% of the things that we're scared to try, because it's like almost like the other two guys will try the other third, and
or
just share results. Yeah, exactly. And so I think the goal for all of us is, including with this format on this podcast, is to sort of talk about those ways to circumvent or to shorten the learning curve, and sort of tease out the helpful things that we've found through a lot of digging and a lot of scammy kind of especially related to marketing. I mean, Nate, how many? I'll put this back on you really quickly. How many kind of scammy marketing deals or pitches have you listened to from all the big or SEO companies or anything like that? How much of that have you had to sort of learn the long way, not necessarily say the hard way or the expensive way, but the long way where you've wasted, a significant amount of time listening to someone butter you up and try to sell you something that isn't worth anything. So it's just ideas like that I think we're all here to try to tease out and maybe give just a little insight to either budding entrepreneurs or people who are just finding themselves with a lot of waste and a lot of false starts on things like that, and just kind of give people a place to look for the nuggets.
Yeah.
I'll kind of
I didn't
tag
answer
on
your
that
question,
too.
but
I think there's been a lot of that, so that's okay.
I'll add a little bit more to what Eric said as well. The reason why the three of us are willing to try different things as well is because we all come from three different walks of life, and we can tell a little bit more about our work history if you guys want to as well. We can talk a little bit more about our work history, where we come from, and and that kind of plays a little bit a part in how we process things and how we think about things and how we bring different ideas to the table as well. So I'll start with myself, and I'll just say that as soon as I graduated high school, I went into the military. I was on my way out the door. I mean, I signed the dotted line my junior year in high school. So I knew I was going to be a lifer in the military. After spending about 10 years in the military, along with some school as well, I did go to 2 years of flight school and flew helicopters for a couple of years. I decided after a deployment, and my wife and I, we're apart for so long, and we had just had a kid too. We decided to just kind of toss everything up and start a business. And a friend of ours mentioned carpet cleaning, which I didn't know anything about. I didn't grow up in a family where we hired a carpet cleaner to come into our home. So it was new to me. The first truck mount I ever ran was the one that I purchased. The first one I had ever seen is the one I purchased. And I just had to pick things up and learn a whole lot in the last couple of years. So
I think it's that. Yeah, picking up the truck mount and just starting seems to be how we all did. Is that right? So
yeah.
Okay, here's a bunch of money. Here's a truck mount. Here's the switch to turn it on. Good luck.
Yeah, have fun. Figure it out.
Cross your fingers it doesn't overheat.
Yeah.
Which not to dive in deep, too quickly, but that could lead to a very in-depth conversation of how sometimes the service you provide is not even the reason you're being called for that service. I don't want to dive too deep into that, but sometimes people, myself included in the beginning, focus way too much on the technical aspect of their job, and that's really one of the least important things. Yeah, Eric, that's you. But anyway, to go back to the whole background thing. I started a janitorial business that I sold in junior high and high school, and had all my buddies working for me. Thought it was cool stuff because I made more than minimum wage not working, which was cool at the time. And then I made six figures at AT&T doing small business sales right out of high school. Still had that business, kind of sold it towards then did the same thing at an investment company. Felt good wearing an expensive tailored suit every day to work. No matter how much money it was, making 400 cold calls a day wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. And so I quit that and started this business. And, the money was so good there. We still have not hit that point, but I'm not looking back at all with anything but complete pleasure as I vacated that position. I think we all know it's not about the money, but the money is obviously a main point to having our businesses, but I think it's more about freedom than anything else.
Freedom is huge.
Yeah. Eric, what'd you do?
Yeah, so after I graduated school, I was in the sales world for a little over a decade, and that was everything from import export, like customs brokerage stuff, to medical sales and a little bit of stuff in between. But I always thought I wanted to be in sales, and I thought medical sales was the pinnacle of it until I had several proverbial dangling carrots in front of me, and they always just seem to disappear into the ether, or just be a little out of reach. And so I got married, and my wife had she's a nurse. She had great insurance, and a good an okay and stable pay. And so I thought, we don't have kids, we don't have a mortgage. Let's give this entrepreneur thing a shot, and choose ourselves and bet on us. And what's the worst that can happen? I have to get a job again for somebody else. And actually, I want to take this opportunity too for a quick shout out. This guy has no idea who I am, but I know
exactly who you are, Eric. I know exactly. Thank you, Bob.
The real catalyst. The real catalyst to me quitting a traditional 9-to-5 job, working for a corporation and stuff like that, was this book here called The Icarus Deception by Seth Godin. And it says here on the front, how high will you fly? And he basically says here, what are you afraid of? The old rules are: play it safe, stay in your comfort zone, find an institution, a job, and a set of rules to stick to. Keep your head down. Don't fly too close to the sun. And the new rule, he says, the new truth is it's better to be sorry than safe, and you need to fly higher than ever. And he's saying basically choose yourself, bet on yourself, make connections, do the hard thing, and make yourself vulnerable, and you're going to find a better fulfillment than you ever have. And really, frankly, it's not that risky to bet on yourself. I mean, who's going to care more about you than you, right? So,
right.
That's I'm glad I did it. Going back to what Nate said, I couldn't be happier that I did it. I couldn't be happier that I've always been somewhat outgoing. Obviously, no one likes. There's always a little bit of butterflies and stuff when you speak in front of people and stuff like that. But I've always been pretty comfortable with meeting new people and talking to them. But really, if you want to put yourself out of your comfort zone and learn how to make connections like your life depends on it, start a business, because it does. Your life does depend on it.
Hey, Eric, I got to cut you off real quick. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't just bring so much value to the table so quickly that you're supposed to spread this out on the episode.
Well, Will can edit that out.
he showed up so prepared. He showed up so prepared. He brought up a book and was like, "Yeah, man, check out this quote." And here I am sitting here.
He's ready.
I was gonna do it in the office with the bookshelf, but I was like, "No, I'm just gonna do it here. Just bring one. Bring the most important one."
Eric's got all that value going on, just straight out of the woodwork. Will's got all the lighting. He looks like he's like giving a report on world news.
Oh,
and I show
if he had Nate's TV hair, if Will had Nate's TV hair, we'd be in good shape.
Oh, anyone listening to the podcast, you better jump on YouTube so you can see my TV hair. But whatever.
You know how we always say like our face is our moneymaker? It's Nate's hair. Nate's hair is his moneymaker for sure.
You guys can't probably see this.
More like money taker.
Money taker, yeah.
We've got this software that Will set us up with called Squadcast, and you got to make your name. And I made my name SMHG, Soccer Mom Hair Guy, because that's kind of what my hair looks like right now.
Soccer Mom Guy hair.
Exactly. Will, I want you to take the floor for a minute, because we all run into, I don't want to say trouble, like trouble with the law. We have trouble in the sense of,
that's happened before too, though.
Yeah, that's a different episode for sure.
You get transparency here, people.
Yeah. We don't have notes, just so you listeners and viewers. We have no note. I don't have a notebook. I have a drink in my hand, and that's about it. And Eric has books and a drink. So,
right.
All right, ask away, Nate. What's up?
So, in the sense of trouble, Will has been showing us how much he is pushing. I mean, he is pushing harder than any of us, and it's the growth is slow, and he's hitting roadblock after roadblock, which ultimately will even out, right? It'll fix itself later. But I would have trouble staying motivated. I'm going to be honest. I got to really keep myself focused and entertained in the sense of how I feel like I'm growing. Do you want to talk a little bit about, I don't know if you want to you don't have to go into specifics necessarily, but I want to hear about how people go through what you do all the time on small scales, and they just want to go fall over and die because they don't know other people hit that too. And you're hitting that for sure right now.
Yeah. So first of all, I don't want anybody to look at my face right now and see smiles and stuff and think that everything has been so easy, because this is one thing that entrepreneurs, and again, we're all about transparency here. We want everybody to feel us. We're all small guys here, and we are all learning right now. And the point of this podcast. The point of this podcast is we have all grown very quickly in our being, I guess, right? So emotionally, we have all had to learn a lot, and we just want to take everybody along for the ride. So my ride's been very short so far. I've been in business for about 2 years, and the first year went pretty dang good. I was really happy about the revenue coming in. I was getting jobs like crazy. I was booking everything out. The summertime, I was completely packed last summer. And this year, for some reason, 2020 had to come around the corner swinging hard. And I'm in a real small town of 15,000 people. And until about a couple months ago, that's all I serviced. So we used to service 15,000 people down here in Mountain Home, Idaho, and it's primarily a military town. It's also a bedroom community. So a lot of the town, a lot of the population gets up and moves every year, and we relied a lot on that for revenue. Right? People moving out, people moving in, people selling houses, people buying houses. We're in their houses cleaning their floors and other surfaces. So basically, COVID hit, the military said no more moves, and our revenue did not plateau, or it did not tank, but it did drop a little bit and plateau for a couple of months. And I know that Eric and Nate are in bigger communities, and their effect was kind of similar, but it kind of picked back up again. So I saw a little bit of an opportunity just based on numbers alone. So I decided to push my efforts into Boise, and with the help of my colleagues here, we have been studying Google like crazy, and Nate has taught me a little bit. Thank you, Nate. And we've been focusing our efforts more in Boise, Nampa, Meridian, Caldwell, or not Caldwell, not quite that far. I did go to Star the other day, but the greater Treasure Valley area. So as soon as we started pushing up there, all of a sudden my Google My Business got shut down as well. It got suspended, and it said that it was due to quality issues or something like that. So basically, I go through all the prompts to reinstate the account, and it seems that every question had to deal with my address. So I fixed what I needed to fix, and now it's been over a month, and I don't have Google My Business anymore. So one of the things that I had to do was learn how to put boots on the ground. As many of you listeners and watchers and viewers know, that some of the biggest home service businesses have actually grown the fastest with boots on the ground. So something the three of us have talked about is referral partners. Referral partners are huge. I'm already getting jobs now. I haven't talked to you guys about this yet, which I'm excited to hear. I just booked a job right before we got on here that was all about this gal in Nampa, and they're paying for it, and they want my business, and I'm excited to provide it for them. Another guy in Boise also hired me last week. So only about a month-ish into this boots on the ground effort, and it's already starting to show, and it's already doing really good, and I'm sure that we'll see growth from it. So another thing, I know that you asked me like kind of the issues that we were dealing with. So first, COVID hit, military stopped moving people, Facebook ads, they weren't as effective anymore. and I know I'm not a Facebook expert, but the ads that I was running last year that I was booking a job-ish a day, I was booking about a job a day. Those ads are not working anymore. Google was working at first. Then it kind of, I don't even know what happened, but I've been studying my butt off.
Then I took them over and they stopped working, right? Something like
yeah.
that.
No, you took them over and they started working, right? And then,
okay, all right, I'm happy with that.
And then I don't know what's going on, but Google is a tough beast to tackle, as most of you entrepreneurs listening or other folks that have dealt with Google know. It is very tough. So no moves because of military. Facebook not really working well. Google, I'm feeding the money like crazy. Google Guarantee, I actually do very good with Google Guarantee when I get calls. And all of a sudden my Google My Business got shut down. So I know those aren't huge things. I mean, all together it is really a pain in the butt. But it's not like my van isn't working or my truck mount died or something that like my schedule's full and now I can't provide the services. So, but it has definitely been a kick in the nuts. I'll be for real. You know, at first I wasn't very emotional about it. I had a couple emotional nights, and I'm not going to lie to you guys listening. It's taken some, I guess, just some grit to just, as most of you guys know, or whoever watches the fights out there, UFC out there, just bite down on the mouthpiece and just keep freaking going. So that's what I've been doing. It's working really good. I know that was a super long-winded answer, Nate, and I appreciate you asking me.
That was a perfect answer. That was perfect.
Yeah.
First of all, neither one of you guys are ever allowed to apologize for long-winded answers, because I will take the cake on that.
Yeah.
And then
You're in okay.
We don't have to apologize anyway, right?
Right.
Goodness.
Yeah, I like that. A couple things that there are probably going to be other podcast episodes now that we're like actually talking about things and feel like we have things we can talk about. Because when we started this, we were like, well, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. Yeah, we can talk on the phone.
Here we are.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because we all could talk on the phone for like a full 8 hours about nothing but value. And then we're like, what are we going to do? I took some notes from that.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if this will be a part of this conversation or how long we want to do this, or if we want to, whatever.
Can you guys see how long that we've been, there goes Nate's lights. Can you guys see how long?
That is going to be, okay, so for all the listeners, if you're still with us right now, and we haven't bored you to death, meaning I haven't bored you to death, you just hold on, because we're figuring this out and it's all going to be value and it's going to be great. But one thing that you're all going to find is going to be a common thread, and it's going to be hilarious, quite frankly, is Nate's office lights shut off on him at random times because of the automatic. And I think it's going to be fun for everybody, because as soon as Will is delivering like the value of the century that's going to change your business or help you start your business or take it to the next level or whatever.
Arms around for the motion sensor.
Nate's lights are going to go off invariably.
Bingo.
Right?
Bingo.
Yes. Yep. No, that is
so. Watch
true.
out for that.
Yeah, that's going to happen. So the thing that I wrote down is this is maybe controversial. Maybe we're going to ruffle some feathers. Maybe.
Bring it on.
Probably not.
Bring it on. Let's do it.
Your Google My Business is down. Fact 1. Fact 2, we have the most reviews in our service area, and we're the only ones that are truly 5-star rated out of that. And I'm jealous of Will. Eric, do you want to take a stab at why I'm jealous that Will has 0 reviews on the internet, and I'm jealous and I have the most in my area? I'm sure he knows the answer because we talked about it, or at least some form of it. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, we talk about this. I'll be transparent about this. We talk about this all the time, and we're all.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. So the key here is that we are all looking for ways to absolutely bulletproof our business. to the point where there is nothing coming between us and our clients, and there is nothing that anyone can take from us that will affect our revenue or affect the stability and the well, Will has now turned into a satellite view of a map or something.
You can see where I'm at now.
And there's a couple lakes there. Anyway, so we're all talking about how can we bulletproof our business? How can we pandemic proof our business? How can we how can we how can we how can we make our business something that no one can take from us, that no one can take from our employees that we hope to hire and Nate has hired, and how can we make our business into something where we're not forced to, into giving Google thousands of dollars every month to continue to bring continue. And I should have cut you straight to the chase. I'll try to work on that from here on forward, but. But yeah,
hey, don't apologize for your long-winded answer. We don't apologize.
Yeah. So the key here, I'll just distill it down here for you. It's the key is that we don't want to be forced to give Google money for leads or for ads or for just to get us out into the web, into the universe, right?
You and I have given them thousands of dollars this year. You have given
tens
more.
of thousands.
Yeah,
actually, let's cut right to the chase. Last month, I guess you don't have to give numbers. Maybe I'll give my numbers. I don't care. We could call percentage, but you guys tell everyone first how much you gave Google in revenue, or how much you gave him in ads. Mr. Google, that's his name. It's Mr. Google, first name, last name Google. Tell him how much you gave him last month, and then how much revenue you did. And then I will tell that. And while you guys are maybe looking at those numbers on Google, it looks like, where I talked about this, I remember. But
I just had to change my name.
Oh, to Google Golden Boy. Wow, that's very appropriate. While you guys are thinking about that, the reason that that Eric danced around, but I loved his answer still, nonetheless, because it plays the next point. But I have the most reviews, and they're all 5-star except for one, which means I'm terrified of getting a bad review, and I shouldn't care because I know that the service me and my employees give is second to none. Yet I feel the need to be constantly worried about my own business, which in reality, not the lack of worry and the freedom is the whole reason we left a company to work for ourselves. Yet now we have a different master that we are slaves to. And then when Will's went down, I thought that sucks. And then I thought, wow, I don't wish that would happen to me. But a part of me is like, what a dream. To just truly cater to the customer and ignore the rest of the world. They are our priority. We will take care of them, but we will not be constantly afraid of that one person in the middle of the night that didn't like that we didn't answer the phone at 3 a.m. and left us a 1-star review. So that's why I'm jealous.
I'd love to jump in on that too, and just tell everybody. At first, I was like, "Oh, I'll fix this, no problem." I'm always a solution seeker. As an entrepreneur, that's a quality trait that you need to have. So I try to think about that all the time. So I was like, "It'll be okay. I'm gonna fix it." Then I sent in my reinstatement, whatever form. Within 24 hours, they said, "Nope, can't reinstate it." So I contacted the support team. I got an automated message. So I tried reinstatement again. I waited about 3 weeks. I sent the support team another message, and they said, "Oh, try another reinstatement." So I sent in another reinstatement about a week and a half ago. I'm still waiting.
That's like a corporate thing, doesn't it? It sounds like lovely. The industry's lab, or what?
So during this time, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna fix it," and then I was like, "Oh shit, what am I gonna do? Oh my god, Google runs the world, holy crap!" And then I, of course, I love the relationship that we have. And in short, I'll say, find a peer group and freaking bounce ideas off each other and just do stuff. We've been working for almost a year together, and it's been amazing. Anyway, and now, so I went from a point of I'm okay to holy crap, what the hell is happening, to now I'm at the point where I'm just like, well, it sucks. I'm losing almost 100 reviews, but I mean, whatever, I guess. I mean, what are you going to do? Word of mouth travels so much faster than Google anyway,
So do you think your business has drastically dropped from that? A little bit, a lot, not at all?
My revenue actually has not changed in the last 30 days. It's actually
all you lost is the fear.
So I can't say that it's that. I mean, because this month hasn't completed, but my revenue is showing. It's projecting that it should be very similar to last month, which my revenue compared to these other guys is quite small. However, it's it's substantial for me. I live in a really cheap place and it's easy for me to live, but I mean, I really haven't lost much, at least so far I haven't lost much. So it's kind of a bummer. I'm thinking about sending their support team another message that says, do you guys know it's the busiest month of the year and you're kind of screwing me? But at the same time, is that the right thing to do? I mean,
you say, I want to give you my money and you're not letting me.
Yeah, right.
It probably is the best thing to keep reaching out to them. However, we started our businesses to be really mentally free. And I think this affects me maybe more than you guys because I have that top notch that I feel like I have to meet or I'm just going to die, But, I like to stress out about things that aren't important. So maybe that's my problem to deal with. That's aside from it. But it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. And at first, like I said, it was good, it was bad, and now it's good. And now I just have to be okay with it. I have to accept it. There are so many businesses out there that survive. Hell, Stanley Steamer, just to compare another carpet cleaner. They don't hardly rank in Boise, but they're one of the biggest companies in town. Of course, it's a national company and all that other stuff, but the fact that they can make it, they're not living on Google. They could give a damn, So anyway, I definitely cut you off, Nate. I apologize, but keep going.
That was it, pretty much.
Okay.
That was it. My point was that for me, it is, it's like almost like the grass is always greener. Like I do love that we can just tell people, hey, we're the highest rated, like just hands down. We have the most reviews and we're 5-star. We're not like 5-star with 2 reviews, right? But at the same time, if someone refers you versus someone seeing the reviews on my site, it's hundreds and hundreds. I think that referrals probably, it's like not like we don't get referrals, but I think that referrals worth more than people seeing reviews. A personal recommendation is worth more, which I know we get all the time. I guess that's a separate conversation about owning a platform, which we don't with Google reviews. It's not our platform. They can take it away anytime.
You got to think about that with Facebook advertising and your Facebook page too. Respect them because they can take it away as fast as you gave it to yourself by just plugging your email in,
Right.
It's very easy. It's very easy to gain that access and it's very easy to lose it because it's not your platform.
So that leads me to my next question.
Own your platform.
Own your platform. Oh, ready.
Hey, bingo.
It's like the last time was 16 minutes and this was 11. I don't know what the deal is, but Eric, question for you.
Flick your hair a little more, Nate.
It'll
catch the sense.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yeah. There you go. All right, go ahead.
Talking about owning your platform, Google, Facebook, maybe emails. I guess we can own that. But we've all been working very hard on a recurring revenue stream, which you've both just started. Do you guys want to talk about maybe how you think that's going to change things?
Hold on one second.
My favorite conversation. So I want to hear from you guys' perspective.
Oh boy, I got to put a sticky note on this for privacy.
Oh, no, I got.
Oh, you better on this. There we go.
I think that deserves this.
All right, so it is now
Let's talk about that.
It is now 8:24 p.m. Where we are recording right now, and at 7:17 p.m. tonight, I got my berry.
No, you didn't.
It's backwards, sorry, but
It's not. It's not. Your customer has agreed to the following plan. You got your first member. Tell us.
I got my first member.
Spell the deets, bro. Tell us everything.
All right. So, I don't know what kind of deets you want, but basically, dude called me and he said, "Hey, man, you don't have any information on cancellation of your plan." And I was like, "Hey, no problem. Just call us, email us, or whatever." All right, go ahead.
Tell us what your plan is and how you've been trying to get people to sign up for it.
Okay, so my plan for Northwest Steamers, so Northwest Steamers plan, is $49.99 a month, and basically what that does for you is you pay $10 for any area of carpet cleaning that you would like cleaned. So you pay us $49 a month if you want your whole house cleaned, and it's 6 areas of carpet, so 3 bedrooms, a hallway, a living room, and a dining room. Right, 6 areas. That's only $60. 6 areas with our normal pricing is. Six areas with our normal pricing is $450. Now, keep in mind, we are an all-inclusive service. So that is, any spot treatments, deodorizing, of course, the steam cleaning part, and fiber protection as well. So even during our subscription, we do provide those things. Along with that, I don't have a spotter bottle with me right now. I'll go grab one and show the people that are watching on YouTube or any other video outlet. Oh, you got. Look at this.
See,
all right.
Look at that.
Hold on 1 second.
You guys see that? All you podcasters need to check out YouTube and watch our ads so we get 1 penny every 4,000 views. So he's grabbing his water bottle. We all do this. This is a really good value thing for the customer. It's just no one's going to pay you. People will, but they shouldn't have to pay you for one quick coffee stain every week that they get it on their carpet. So we provide these for them to take care of it. Oh, he's got all
there. You go.
Wow. Look at that. Beauty.
Will, I didn't know yours. Were those empty, or are you going to be down a MacBook Pro here?
No, I think Nate's was empty. Yours is about half full, and mine was, or half empty. How many optimists?
So you're saying
mine's empty
better.
Too.
Oh, okay. I would say you used mine first because it was better. Is that what you think, or what? That's why it was empty?
I used yours for Eric's video.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Mine must be the best one, then.
Just kidding. I didn't do that, no.
So you signed up your first member?
Yes. So I signed up my first member, and of course, free spotter bottles for life, and I let them know that as well, priority scheduling. And it's he seems very happy. He signed up earlier tonight, and I did a clean for him earlier today. So I sent him the invoice for $40. He had 2 bedrooms, a hallway, and some stairs for me to do. And so he took full advantage of the program. It definitely worked for him. I'm happy for him. He seems very happy as well. I'll keep an eye out for a review because that shows ultimate happiness, of course.
Yeah.
Kind of, maybe. I don't know. Some people are not review leavers. I'm not a review leaver personally. Even if I love somebody's service, I just tip them super high. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm old school. That's another thing too. I'm so bad at leaving reviews. Anyway, so I got my first member tonight. I'm very happy.
That's awesome. Eric.
Oh, wait. Oh, man, I got to keep this soundboard up.
Oh.
I was going to do like a golf clap or a air horn or something. I don't know. I too started my membership this week, actually, and it's a bit different than Will's, but it's basically mine earns clients instead of $10 a room. It's half off after they pay their monthly membership.
Crazy. I've heard of a plan like that. What do you mean? Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. So Nate actually was the case study for this. Nate's been doing this for
crazy.
Nate's been doing this for 3 years, and I really just straight up copied his plan.
It's fine.
But
We
Well,
got, we
your
got
role
Brandon here
technically is
next to me, shares a shop with me, has a carpet cleaning company, also has the exact same plan. So does another guy in our area. Doesn't matter. Like it's so like there's enough business to go around, and people act like there isn't. But we share this info because there truly is.
And so I posted my price. All I did was update my pricing on my online booking, and I had two sets of pricing. One pricing for members is full price. For non-members is full price. Yeah, so like for 5 rooms, it's like almost $500. It's like high 400s. And then the member pricing is half of that. And so what happens is in the last 2 days, I've gotten 1 email and 2 phone calls saying, how do I join the membership? I clean my carpets. I have dogs. I have kids. I can really take advantage of this. And I just said, this is why we created this program. So the response in 2 days that we've gotten from it is already remarkable. And I'm hoping that we can sign up. If we can sign up, I mean, Will's already got one, but I have a few contracts out there, and I think by the end of the week I'll have like 3 members. But so that means Will needs to keep his foot on.
We need to have a GoFundMe account for both of you guys, and you can all contribute, everyone listening, so that they can have the time to sell it. Just kidding.
No, so yeah, let's talk about that. That's Nate. I know I'm not the official moderator, and guys, you'll hear most of the structure here is kind of a 3-way. We're all going to be contributors. You will hear
3-way.
You will hear
3-way. Yeah, you said.
Yeah.
There's 3 of us. It's all the way at 3.
Let's stick 33%, 33%, 33%, right? So you'll hear contribution from all of us, but what you'll hear is that Nate is going to take the primary role of keeping us on track and doing segues and things like that, and that's just so you guys know, hey, when Nate talks, we should listen, because honestly, out of all 3 of us, Nate's the most proven out of all 3 of us. He's also hold on. Hey, I'm not done. Don't interrupt me. He's also kind of the glue that brought our group together, and that sort of is the main. I would say the main source of devil's advocacy, of getting out of your comfort zone, and we all kind of bring something really different to the table. Will he wouldn't say this about himself, but just give you all a heads up on what to look out for. Will is extremely analytical. Will knows his business, and actually Will knows my business better than I do.
I have a finance question. I ask him, and he builds a 8-sheet auto filling out spreadsheet that tells me why I can't or cannot do something or can't do it.
I like numbers.
And Will can build a spreadsheet that will make a hedge fund manager think that what is going on, right? It's Will can model any situation. He can model any situation and any sort of scenario through a simple spreadsheet, and that gives you easy comparisons on what the impact of your decision will be, and what impact it will have to your business, and both positive and negative. And the guy's just crazy. And I think we all bring something different to the table. And forget where I started with that. But
I remember when you started. Nate, you're happy with me. You said saying good things about me is what you're saying. Yeah,
I'm done with that. No, that's the extent. That's the extent of Nate's
I'll cash out
positive traits.
Later.
He actually just calls us and complains all the time. No, but in all seriousness, when Nate's trying to keep us back, Will and I can both get off the rails a little bit, and so Nate's going to try his best to keep us in line and also bring up topics. So, and actually, as a closing remark to my soliloquy. If anyone has
we're talking to other people here. Remember?
Say that again.
As a closing to my soapbox here, is if anyone has any topics you'd like to hear anything about, or how was our experience, look, we are not business gurus. We are all very green entrepreneurs. We're at the very beginning stages of figuring out, the service business, other adjacent businesses, and we all, honestly, we all have a passion for business. We all have a passion for customer experience and connections, right? But if you have anything you want us, again, I just say that we're not business gurus, but if you want to hear us explore something, you want to hear our personal experiences about a topic, or you want to have, you'd like us to have someone on that is an expert in a particular topic, send us an email, send Nate an email, send any one of us an email, and we'll, in the next couple episodes, have an email address that you can send questions and topics to, that we can explore here on the podcast. But just a couple housekeeping things that I know Nate would forget, even though he is the structure guy.
I might be evicted from that position quicker than you think, so we'll find out. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep the conversation on the subject we said it was, which is zero subject for this episode. So I'm doing a great job because we're all over the place. I did write down a couple notes that I want to talk about in other episodes. Obviously, one we talk about all the time is recurring revenue and how valuable that is. I don't want to be Mr. Simon Sinek and say, find out your why, but mine changes on an hourly basis at this point. So I think having that conversation about understanding, maybe in the sequence of time, what's most important to us can really change how we run our business now, in a year, 10 years, or a decade, or whatever. And, we all say what we want, but we don't actually know what we want because we haven't experienced it. And the reality is you need an experience in that thing that you want to truly say. I used to say to these guys, you guys know what I want? Or what did I tell you guys a year ago that I wanted?
To live in Mexico.
To live in Mexico and have the business run itself. Thank you.
Yes.
Guess what I actually want? I'm not in the field every day, but that's what I want. I want freedom. I want to be out of the field. I want to cram a week of hardcore sales where I'm a benefit to the business, but when I leave, it still grows. And I don't know, maybe I want to travel the world. Maybe I want to sit my butt in Vancouver, Washington, and watch the money come in. I don't actually know, because that changes regularly. And I think that's a conversation that people are afraid to talk about because they don't know. And I don't think truly any of us know.
So I got something to follow that later. I got something to follow that up. A couple things here. Your why. Why are we all doing this? Freedom. How do you achieve the freedom? Create a business that runs by itself. And one common thread everyone will experience with us is, hey, the concept of this podcast is for us to share. I think I already said this, but to share the distilled knowledge, the what books are worthless and what books are just absolutely gold mines that, when Nate said run, kind of on autopilot, it made me think of the Mike Michalowicz, I believe it is, Clockwork. And it's about creating systems and systematizing the business. So what you'll hear from us when we
write that down, Will. That's your job. Write that down.
All right, I got it.
So
sticky
when we
I got my pen.
When we explore topics, we're also going to be giving you all resources to dig into on those topics. And we've already done, I don't want to say we've done all the hard work and we have all the answers, but we've done a lot of hard work sifting through book after garbage, after SEO, fake SEO companies and whatever. And we're going to give all of you all the resources that you need that took us, 10 tries on crappy ones to find the one that has the highest value. We're going to share all of that.
And I will too, I happened to look today. I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys about this. 412 books in 2.8 years on Audible. And I will tell you, 50% of them were not worth it. Probably another 30% were worth it for 2 or 3 chapters.
How do I find my
very
stats?
small percentage were good. You count one at a time. They don't really give them to you. They give you hours listened. That's all they give you.
One thing about books that I've realized is that I have not read even close to as many as Nate has. However, I will say that
listen to much easier. I'm a slow reader.
Reading books is like mining. It's literally like mining. You'll be reading along and you may not get a single piece of value out of that book, but as soon as you come across something, it will stick with you. And that one thing could change your life so damn much that you will find success, or you'll find your true value, or whatever you're trying to do in life, right? So all it takes is one perspective. So I'm going to wrap that back around to what to our intros a little bit. The three of us all come from different walks of life, different structures of life, and that is part of the reason why the three of us wanted to come together and create this podcast for you guys, and give us our 3 different views on certain topics, right? Because one of us, like you know what, think about you as a listener who you're listening to. You might closely identify to one of us better than the other 2, right? That person may be able to speak to your level different than the other 2.
And I'm obviously the most important person in this group, so naturally you're all going to flock to me.
And clearly the most humble.
Anyway,
I wasn't extraordinarily humble.
I wasn't trying to make that sound like a wrap up or anything, even though it did sound like it. But anyway, you guys keep going. But you get my point, right? We're different walks of life. We're having some fun here and sharing our experiences and bringing you along with us, because all of us are single or 1.5 ish trucks operations.
We're single and married.
Single, okay.
Married.
And married. Wow.
And married also.
So further to Nate's point about what he wants and what his end goal is in Mexico and these things, and these are very real things that we all need to keep top of mind. It reminds me of going back to books and all this stuff, just wrapping it all up into one neat little box. My favorite author is not a business guy. Well, he's a marketing guy, but he also writes about Stoic philosophy, right? And this guy's called Ryan Holiday. He dropped out of college at 19 and became, by 20, I think he was the vice president of American Apparel, huge, multi-million dollar, hundreds of $1 million company. And one thing he says that really kind of set me, that really kind of hit home for me. And he said he was out, this guy's he's around my age, like 32, 33, something like that, maybe 34. He's written 7 New York Times bestsellers by the age of 34 or so. Incredible. The guy is absolutely prolific, and he studied under Robert Greene, who is another very prolific, highly proven author that wrote the 48 Laws of Power. Ryan Holiday says this, and his books are The Obstacle is the Way, and some others about philosophy as well, but that all New York Times bestsellers. He was out on a book signing tour or a book reading tour, celebrating or promoting the release of his newest book, and he says, I woke up, I wrote, I had some breakfast, I went for a swim, came back, I gave a talk, I got ready for the talk, I gave a talk, wrote some more, and had dinner, and went for a run or whatever. And he says that was his perfect. He realized on contemplating this idea that, hey, that was my perfect day. Why can't I have my perfect day every day? I work out twice, I eat breakfast, whatever, just in write, and that's what he does. And so, it begs the question, why can't we all have our perfect day? And what Holiday says, the author says, from that point forward, he started asking himself for every decision that he made. He was going to move from New York City to Austin. He was spending way too much time at dinner parties in New York City, obligations, stuff that was just busy, meetings, stupid stuff that was wasting his time, right? And so he says every decision he made from then on, every appointment he took, every decision he made, everything he did, he said, is this decision getting me closer to my perfect day every day or further away from my perfect day every day? And I feel like out of our group, Nate has absolutely exemplified that. I mean, he has made so many drastic changes to his business just because it's. And Nate, I'm going to throw this back at you here because I feel like you can talk about, and you don't have to get real super specific, but you've made drastic changes in your business model. And I don't know if, I mean, I know you realize it, but it's the same parallel concept that Holiday, the author was encouraging his people to do, is say, hey, if you're working a 9 to 5, or if you own your own business, what is your business model? Does that support what you want, or is it getting you further? Is it tying you closer to your business so you're never going to get to Mexico and the business can never survive without you? So, Nate, what kind of changes? Not specifically, you don't have to talk about the because I think a lot of people here aren't carpet cleaning businesses, changes. Right? Right? Yeah, exactly. The people here aren't going to be all carpet cleaning businesses. These are just entrepreneurs. And if you had to give any general advice to an entrepreneur about changing 180 degrees what you're doing and what you have done and what's gotten you to this point, and how scary it is. Yeah, I mean, just talk on that for a minute.
Can I interject and tell I guess kind of my side of what Eric just said? I was also listening to another podcast, another favorite of mine, and this is something that really stuck with me, is that every action that you take, whether that be in business or your personal life, you always need to remember to think about, is it helping you or is it hurting you? Right? You can think about that on a personal level when you go shove a cheeseburger and 10 beers down your throat, right? Is it helping you or is it hurting you? Of course, we always need to kind of let loose a little bit, let your hair down, whatever you want to call it, of course. But if you are making a habit out of things that are hurting you, then you may be hurting yourself at a pretty high level. So I know I just mentioned a personal help or hurt you type of situation, but it also applies in business as well. So yes. Sorry to interject, but Nate, go ahead.
No. Yeah. Wow. This is like one of my favorite things potentially to talk about. I'm not entirely sure where to start, but I guess I'll start with some smaller, big decisions. I've got a big, giant extended van. We were really pushing our online scheduling because I was answering the phone part-time. We had a virtual receptionist in another state, answering phones part-time. And because we're a flat rate company, I thought, you know what? We don't need to ever answer the phone. Like, you should be able to schedule online and are only 3 time slots every day. With really out any questions. Our website is extremely minimalistic, yet clear as ever on anything they would need advised on. So I think, was it January of this year? I think it was December. It was like Christmas Day or the day after. I sent some info to my website company and said, take the phone number off the website. Just make the online scheduling button in multiple places and more apparent. And they were like, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And it's been pretty damn close to a year now, and we haven't had a phone number on our website. And what's crazy is it didn't really affect our business negatively at all. And then one time I was on the phone with you guys, and our big extended van has the phone number on the van. And I was like, I should take that phone number off. And I was like, hang on a sec. I'm going to take it off right now. Because I know,
get off the pot.
Exactly. I know that if I mull it over, I'll say, well, I might as well leave it. It's already there.
Hey, Nate, but transparency. Was that decision White Claw fueled?
We don't know. Maybe it could have been. Who knows? So while I was on the phone with you guys, I went to my van and I peeled those phone numbers right off. And now we do, as of like less than a week, I think, we did put the phone number back on a year later, because we do have someone else full-time answering the phones right now. But it hasn't positively impacted our business besides the cost to me. So I kind of wonder, I'm probably going to take it off again, but it all came down to that. And then, later in the year, we added another employee. And for those of you guys who aren't in the industry, there's really two methods of cleaning. Most people do both: big truck mount, expensive machine, gas powered from your van, steam cleaning, which is a really high dollar per hour cost, and low moisture cleaning, which is extremely low cost. We're talking about very small, minimal thousands or less in equipment, and a ridiculously low cost on a day-to-day basis. Mr. Willie J helped me out with a very in-depth equation on that in our spreadsheet. Yeah, and our minimum savings was over $1,100 a week, and we're like, oh, we'll do that eventually. And then one day, one of my guys was out, and he said, "Hey, the truck mount's not working. I got an end cap." He's over here right now, and he's like, "I got an end cap," and I was like, "Great. We don't do steam cleaning anymore." I was already going to make this decision, but for some reason I thought I'm going to go do this like in a year. And then I called, one of the very few people that fix these specialty crap, expensive $30,000 machines. And they're like, "Yeah, we can get you in a month or two." Crazy. A month or two? We're going to lose 40 grand or more in that time. So we just said, great, we're just switching. We're completely changing our business model to low moisture cleaning. Hasn't affected us negatively at all. And now we save a minimum of $1,100. Actually, that was based on one truck, wasn't it, Will? We got two now?
Yeah, it was. Let me pull up the spreadsheet. It was based on one truck, and basically, so hot water versus a VLM truck. The savings was around this. The minimum savings was around $1,100, and we didn't even complete the equation because we saw the potential savings, and we were like, we don't really need to go any further, because a lot of it had to do with fuel cost, oil. A lot of carpet cleaners out there, you guys know, right? You have your van maintenance. Okay, your van maintenance. You have tires and drivetrain, right? You have your oil, you have your transmission, you have your filters in both, right? Then you have your truck. Then you have your truck mount. And coolant and all that other crap too, right? Then you have your truck mount, which has 3 different types of oil. And my truck mount, for instance, is water cooled. So I have to pay attention to the coolant levels and drain and replenish every once in a while too. After doing just the routine maintenance math, that's not including a catastrophic failure. I had a coupler blow apart on me.
Like I had.
Yeah,
was that including chemistry at all?
No, we did not include any chemistry whatsoever. However,
almost $2,000 a month or a week in savings then.
Yeah. The 3 of us have kept in contact about this situation since Nate has moved forward in his VLM venture. His very low
$2,000 a week.
Yeah,
what?
Dude.
It was $1,100 a week prior to chemistry, and that was based on one truck, and now we have 2.
Yeah. The savings is absolutely insane.
It's a lot. I mean, we're talking about
you were spending $350 a month. Wait,
a week? You mean on chemistry? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I'm bad at math. I trust you. Whatever.
Okay, no. So
it was $1,100 a week with 0 chemistry included. Your carpet cleaning chemicals. Yeah. And that's also based on one truck and no emergency breakdowns. We had emergency breakdowns.
Wait, what's an emergency breakdown?
Like when the truck has stopped working and your guy has to come back to pick up low moisture cleaning equipment because their thing smelled like gas.
Is that like when you have to get towed to Denver?
Yeah.
Oh, like you just did.
This is another topic for maybe another show. We could go on. We could go on for those catastrophic failures for quite a ways, and talk about the money that they cost you, Ty, and the potential cost too.
Right, and I do want to go into that, but basically, we switched our entire business model. It was like almost like it felt to us like we were cleaning carpets, and then we decided to be like a roofing company. But to the customer, it didn't even matter. Like some people were like weirded out. They're like, "Oh, well, you got to pull all your steam hoses to the front door," and we're like, "Oh, and no worries. We're actually going to bring everything inside this time." And they're like, "Okay, cool. I don't care." To us, it's a huge pivot. To us, we're removing the phone number. We're removing the option that is not completely online for online booking, just like any kind of software company, right?
Say it, Nate. Say it, Nate. What's the analogy? What did you do in each one of those scenarios?
Which, like a software company?
You burned something.
What were you burning?
Some bridges?
No, some ships, bro.
Some ships, dude.
Some ships. Yes. Okay.
Nate's favorite. So Nate is always a proponent of burning, what he calls burning ships, and I think this is an important.
Eric, do you remember the original 1800 story for that? Because I'm going to butcher it, but I kind of know it.
No, I don't. But I think it's an important. No, you go.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to butcher this. Maybe Brandon knows, but
with Nate,
sometime a long time ago, like 200 years ago or something, there was someone. I think it was a Spanish fleet that went to go explore land or whatever. I'm going to totally butcher this. Just can Google this. If you literally type in, just listen. If you literally type in "burn the ships" on Google, it will tell you this story. But I know it was more than a 10-1 odds. They get there, the natives, the people who live there, whatever, outnumbered them by over 10-1. And when they landed, the guy ordered all of his crew to burn all the ships.
The leader did that.
The leader, right? Yes. And he said, burn all the ships, because the only way we're getting out of here alive is if we win this war. So you can't just flee away to the ships, right? So they burn all the ships, and then they go to war, and sure as heck, they want to live. So they win. Give yourself, and then they conquer the land, and they win. You give no option but to succeed. So guess what? The second that my guys and my shop neighbor want to help me remove that expensive truck mount, I was like, get it out of here! Get it out of here! We're not doing it. Pull that sucker out. It's mounted to the van. It's got a fuel tap. I mean, it's a nightmare. I want that whole thing out of there. So when someone says, "Oh, are you sure you can't steam clean for me?" we say, "No, ma'am. We do not steam clean. We have a better method. We've advanced our cleaning process for you." Right?
We've burned the ships.
It's like 200 carpet cleaners that are probably going to just lose their mind over that.
That's okay.
But the point was, we burned ships for an intentional reason.
To all the carpet cleaners listening, please comment your thoughts, and we might talk about them.
The thing, we're all excited to be here. We're all excited to have this platform and be building this platform to bring on people of value and of substance that you all don't have to sift through. There's not going to be one, and this is a kind of a bold promise, right? But everybody we bring on here has value of some sort, and they're all going to be different, but they're all going to have value. And the thing for me is,
of course,
right? Yeah. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here spitting bullshit no matter what. So you guys have to just put up with it. If you want the value, you got to listen. You got to listen to my BS. But for me, entrepreneurship is scary and unknown but also exciting. But the most important part of that is if you bet on yourself and you put the work in, it can be a very, very powerful vehicle for personal growth and freedom from a boss, from time, from being a slave to a dollar. And we're going to try to help you get there in the best way we can. And that's kind of what I got.
Okay, let's talk about. Okay, so I've got my numbers, which I would like to say last because it seems like a grand finale of our revenue versus our Google ad spend.
Which we
I'm
wanted
not
to
sure
bring
how.
this to. We wanted to
Oh,
bring
more
this to
time.
your
Yep.
attention because because we didn't answer your questions, viewers. So here's your
I
Google
think
stuff.
very few people have made it this far, but if they have, it's going to be worth it. So,
Yes.
the whole point was not being married to a system that we cannot control. Google, Facebook, Yelp, you can't control anything besides an email and a personal contact or a membership recurring revenue like we're all doing in this group. And I've been doing it longer so that I spend less in advertising than they do for revenue. So you guys go first and then I'll read you my numbers afterwards.
I'll start from the bottom then.
Now I'm here.
Now I'm here. All right. So I'm going to go based on a percentage. I spent approximately 23% of my revenue last month on Google alone. Eric's got big eyes. What's that mean? You got to remember.
I am happy to.
You got to remember that my revenue is very, very small compared to Eric's, but go ahead.
I'm happy to report that I thought I was paying too much to Google, and it turns out it's around between 17 and 19%. So,
oh shit!
I'm happy to pay them that for right now.
31.
That's good. That's still not bad. Well, for what you did, I know that we all know kind of around where each other are at. That's very good. I think you're absolutely killing it.
Okay, so I know people think we're little babies, so I didn't do percentage. I just did percentage. I was going to give revenue, but percentage works. Revenue was very, very good for our 2 trucks, and we spent 2.13%.
And his revenue is higher than both.
We're not worthy. We're not.
Yeah. Whoa.
No, that's not the point. The point was I've been doing the membership longer, so very close to 50% of my revenue is recurring right now in the form of low-cost monthly members that hire us for a discount based on them paying monthly. So the whole reason
to hammer away at recurring revenue. I'm sorry. I think we need to hammer away at recurring revenue in one of our episodes too, because Nate is speaking some value right now, guys. Seriously, he's got a recurring revenue situation right now, and his ad spend is so much lower than ours because Eric and I are spending this money to try to get new customers. But Nate, very quickly, and then we should wrap up because we're getting a little bit long, but. Very quickly, tell us about last week for you, or was it the week before when you had a very high percentage of your memberships? It was this week. Okay, yeah. Tell our listeners and our viewers a little bit about that. Yeah, tell our listeners and our viewers a little bit about your situation with your recurring revenue last week, and then we can give her a wrap.
94.3% of our revenue last week was from members that pay us monthly.
How many carpet cleaners can say that? Or any home service businesses actually.
Yes, and not to mention, well, it's a little skewed. This isn't, but the one thing I'm about to say is a little skewed. Last month, if you take out property managers, which are obviously a very easy form of a recurring revenue, take out property managers. If you count our actual recurring individual recurring customers that are not property managers, we had 89% of our revenue was recurring last month.
That is a huge lesson. That is a huge
small on advertising.
Yeah. That is an absolutely huge lesson that I mean, you're going to be speaking a lot to that because Eric and I are just now getting into it. And I know we dabbled a little bit about it early in this episode, but we'll save the rest of it for another episode. So Nate, if you want to give us a wrap, I mean, that's going to be huge value in another episode we do. So stay tuned for it.
Cool. So, this is our podcast and still doesn't have a name because we haven't decided yet. But by the time you're watching this, it will have a name because you can't upload a podcast without a name. But I'm sure that eventually you'll be able to find this on Stitcher, Google Play, Apple, YouTube, and we will have a website that is probably the name of our podcast, which is unnamed. And if you guys have any questions, Mr. Eric Ratliff, William James, got Mountain Cleaning Systems, we got Northwest Steamers, we got Integrity Cleaning, and Nate brought here. If you have any questions that are hard, ask Eric or Will. Really easy questions you can ask me, and listen to the next episode. It will be slightly more organized. No, it probably won't be, but we're going to try. And if you have any questions, let us know. Thanks.
Yeah. Hit us up. See you guys.